Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BNN. So I'm sure you guys have noticed I've been gone for quite some time. I think 2 days. My excuse, it's been such a boring week in Kenya. Everyone was just talking about this BBI report, Building Bridges initiative, and it was so, as usual, controversial, drama, a lot of tension, but people my age and I think people between 18 to 35, we really are not that interested in politics, so I didn't want to cover any politics because it's just the same old, same old. But I did actually watch the speech. I watched Uhuru's speech, and I think this other guy, Murkomen, and Uhuru was speaking to other leaders in the country, and he was lecturing us, as he always does, speaking to us as if he's not also part of the problem and part of this system that is pulling this country down. He said that he wants in the next election or in the next 2-3 years of his term that everyone should feel included in governance, opportunities, and development. And I hope, Mr. President, you mean that and that you can get all the people under you to follow that ideal. So anyway, back to today's top story. A YouTuber by the name Xtian Dela posted to his Instagram a teaser for a documentary he's been working on about the Ruaka underage sex trade. I was actually a little scared to watch this, but this is what tells me that this is a very important story.
Now they're going to show me how they relax their anal muscles using cucumbers, since they're getting ready for an anal threesome with a rich Indian businessman. They continue showing me how it's done all this time, trying to convince me to have an anal threesome session with them. They tell me, even though it's expensive, the experience is worth it. It's sweeter than any type of sex.
So, this is gonna be a very awkward story to talk about. And I have a few questions from watching this trailer. Who are these girls? Who is this rich Indian businessman? And guys, are you also wondering like me, did Xtian Dela actually have that threesome? In the caption he wrote, "I've been working on this expose for months now, how young campus girls are making money selling their bodies. On Tuesday last week, police raided this exact house in Ruaka and found a Form 2 student who had been recruited into the business. The business is being run by a former cabinet secretary. I have the full vlog expose. I have all the videos of what was happening before the police raid. A 3-part series, catch it on my YouTube channel, Xtian Dela. Tomorrow at exactly 8 p.m, tag someone from Ruaka." I actually talked to Xtian Dela shortly after this post, and guys, it's coming, and I plan to watch it and give you all the analysis possible. I also had a few conversations with people who follow me on Instagram, and we talked about this whole expose and how these young girls are selling their bodies to rich men for money. And we actually got to a few conclusions that we should really not judge these people. These kids are really like 16, 18 or in their early 20s, and at this age they really cannot consent to sex and they don't know the consequences of what they are doing. And I've been one of those people. Don't judge somebody unless you've been given the exact same situation they've been in. You do not know how you would react if you're put in the very same situation. We also got the conclusion that this documentary should be exposing the people involved, mainly the clients and the people running this business, because what is the point of exposing the girls? What is the point? So I'd really like to see in this documentary an expose of exactly which politicians are involved and which businessmen have been going after these young girls and pulling them to prostitution and using them the way they want. So this is what this first video is about. I will try my best to name the people involved in this scandal as from all the information I could find on the internet, as we wait for Xtian Dela to release this documentary tonight at 8 p.m. If you actually Google this story, it was covered by a lot of media houses in Kenya, I think 5 days ago. And I want to base my content on an article written by Standard Digital, and their headline was "Shock of Underage Girls Busted in Ruaka Sex Den Linked to an Ex-Minister." I actually read this article and I was surprised that why did they not name this ex-minister. And upon further looking around on the internet, I found that the political activist Boniface Mwangi actually named who exactly it was, his ex-cabinet secretary Echesa, who was fired from his post earlier in the year. And when you look him up, it's not even surprising. The guy was linked to another sex trafficking scandal earlier in the year. He was accused of trafficking Pakistani women through the ministry. And something I'm very curious about is how are people like this given positions of power? Who vets them? How do they get to hold such public offices and no one checks them. So on January 5th, he was linked to this sex trafficking ring where he gave special passes to 8 Pakistani women to come to Kenya under the guise promoting cultural heritage, but it's been said that these girls were doing more than dancing. After the story broke, he was fired from his post by Uhuru Kenyatta, and here he is again involved in another scandal. So back to our Ruaka story. The story goes that around 4 p.m. on Tuesday, there was a police operation at this building in Ruaka. Skimpily dressed girls were escorted out by police, and it's reported that the house on the 7th floor was being used as a brothel for the past 1 year. I don't know why they're hiding in this building, because when you look at the article, they've blurred out the name of that building. And previously, Standard Digital had actually named this building, but it seemed they edited the page. As you can see from this tweet, tweeted by Boniface Mwangi. So Standard Digital, why did you change this? And you cannot convince me that the management of this building did not know what was going on in the old building for a whole year. How can a brothel be running in your building and you have no idea? So the apartment is located in this building called Mulberry Court Apartments. A quick YouTube search will show you videos of this apartment and you can see what a brothel looks like in 2019.
This is a house we think would be ideal for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So B1.
B1.
All right.
We're
all
not
right.
saying B1 in particular.
Yes.
But this is an example of a 2-bedroom house which you had requested us to get you.
Definitely. I would be very interested to see what waits behind the door.
Here's a key.
Yes.
Do you want to open the house?
Please do. For today.
Oh, for
I'll have
today.
a lifetime of opening the door. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Anyone home with the first ones in? Oh, this is nice. Very spacious. Oh, I love the sliding doors. I love the living room. I can definitely see fitting a sofa set here and having a small space where I can put a small dining table there. Definitely love it. I love the tiles, the floor. Love this, the high ceiling. Oh yeah, wow, and for the curtains, yeah. Very convenient. Definitely better than having runners or stretching out strings to put up my curtains. Yeah, so I just slide in the curtains and put the rod back on. Yeah, and on this side as well. Very nice. And also the lighting, I think this was very well thought out.
Generous.
Generous lighting, yeah. All right, okay. Tim, the kitchen is this way?
This is the kitchen.
All
Let me
right.
just close the door.
Okay, thank you.
There you are.
Wow. I'm saying the kitchen goes on for days. Wow, 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 wow. And I love the surfaces. No, this you leave to me, Tim. I love that I have all this storage space. This is very nice, the upper cupboards. I have my drawers here. This is good. I also have enough socket plugins. This is good. And the storage space, I must add. I think I might need to add my dishes collections. Yeah, so I can fill up all this space. This is a lot of space.
If you dig a little deeper, the building is owned by this company called TRV Group, and these are their directors. So I'm wondering if the police have actually reached out to them and investigated further. Among the girls rescued were students, one a Form 2 student who had disappeared from secondary school in Kiambu. She was lured to the trade by a friend with money. She was paid between 5,000 to 10,000 Kenya shillings for the first 2 weeks, and then they changed your contract to you receiving a merely 25% of your pay. It's being reported the girls in this brothel would entertain up to 10 men per day. The police infiltrated the trade by posing as clients, where they arrested everyone, the girls, the clients, and the man they believed to be the manager of the brothel. They were brought before a Kiambu magistrate court and they all denied the charge of sexual offenses, and some of them have been released on a Kenya shillings 1 million cash bail. I am actually surprised. If you read this article and many other articles in the internet, no one is being named by name, and you begin to wonder what is exactly going on. Are the police protecting these rapists? Is the justice system protecting them as well? Why not name and shame these people? Because if it was prostitution, not such a big deal, but underage girls, that is a pretty big deal. That is a big deal. I would also like to know how this ex-minister Echesa is linked to this story. When I looked for information and did research on the internet, everyone seemed to be just referencing Boniface Mwangi's tweet. So I'd like to know why Boniface Mwangi thinks Echesa is responsible for this brothel. So Boniface Mwangi, please provide us receipts. So I'm anxiously waiting on Xtian Dela's documentary. I'd like to get answers to my questions and more questions that keep coming up. Who was involved? How did they get into this trade? Who is paying them? How much were they paying? How is this life? And I keep hearing that there are a lot of brothels all around Nairobi, and I'd just like to understand how it all works, and whoever is trafficking women and children especially should face justice. So anyway guys, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.